Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it is The Rise of a Nation, it is episode 132. Today we have the end of season review for season 13, where really it was a season that's kind of just gone the same way as previous seasons before. More importantly, we actually lost the cup final for the third time we've made the cup final lost. Went down to 10 men here against Copenhagen. Campos missed yet again. Don't know what it is about Campos. Big games, Sevilla last year in the Champions League. He missed two massive one-on-ones, one in Spain, one at home. And he missed a one-on-one here, cut back 8 yards out. All he had to do was score and hit it straight at the keeper. Didn't deserve to win on the day. Lost in the shootout. Feel for a bad. Also a bad, by the way, had to keep, I think, only one clean sheet, really, towards the end of the season. As you can see, he conceded, he needed to keep 2 clean sheets towards the end of the season, and he conceded in 1, 2, 3, he conceded 4 in his last 5 games, so he fell short of making it to the clean sheet record in the league that's held by Olsen back when Copenhagen won the league, first game of the season in season proper. I reckon that Munizaga is a place that we can start in as well. Valued at 50 million, obviously sold to Wolves for 42. Had a pretty decent year. Wolves themselves finished in 8th in the Premier League, or I think the Premier League is done now. It is. Liverpool, by the way, made the Champions League final, knocked West Ham out, who made the semi. West Ham, by the way, beat Milan 3-1 in England and drew 1-1 to Milan. Makes me think if we did beat West Ham, I would have beaten Milan, considering we beat Milan in the Champions League home and away in a group like 2-3 years ago in the save, including like 4-0 in Italy, which makes me think if we should have made a semi-final, we probably would have got absolutely slaughtered by Liverpool. But in the end, Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, who's still there, side note, is yet again made the final, lost to Bayern. But yeah, Munizaga looks pretty well class. I do miss him, but at the same stage, I'm really happy with Abad, who has been fantastic for me, and I cannot rate enough. Hopefully next year we get him the clean sheet record, but obviously disappointed to lose the final of the cup. It's not the first time we have thrown the cup final away. We have been FM'd a bit worse than that too. It was a game that we were 2-0 up in, and game completely changed. We 2-2 lost in a shootout to like Silkeborg or whatever in recent years, and we have lost to Midtjylland and I think Copenhagen in the final previously over the 13 seasons as well. But if you look at the team itself, that was the team we played on the end of the season, but that was kind of how we lined up for the run in. We just started using Jose Ramillund out at right wing because he's much better there at right wing as well. We had a pretty good year, getting accustomed to the league, which is good. I'm making sure my music's not playing now. I think that's there in the back room. There's music playing, not in my headphones. But yeah, Jose Ramillund obviously looking pretty good as well. But the big signing of Ronald has been amazing. He has looked really good. They're now saying that he has potential to be world class, which I look at him and he is world class. He's got 8 goals. Only 2 have been free kicks. He's got 18 free kick taking. The rest have been him surging to the box like headers and volleys. Really good to see. Really excited for him, and I'm really excited for the partnership these two have. Orbers have done really, really well, and Ronald done well, but I think we also have to talk about Wirtz here too quickly. His recent form in the league, a hat-trick, goal, no goal, hat-trick. He just banged him in towards the end of the season. He banged him in that much, he actually scored 30 this season in all competitions. If we look at him here, 19 games to the bench, 25 starts, 30 goals. He averaged a league goal roughly 90 minutes a goal because he had 11 off the bench appearances out of his 31 in the league, and he still got 21 goals. So for me, I don't think we put enough respect on his name, Mikel Wirtz. He hasn't really developed. I know 3 stars a leading player, but not like star world class that we kind of need to win the Champions League. But he's a sort of guy that on FM just breaks the match and he's quick. He's got finishing ability, he can header, he's got great technique, and he's got great off the ball. And all he does, he gets in the right area and he scores. We saw it against West Ham, got in the right area, he scored. Arguably on a different day, the flag stays down as well, and we are through to the semi-final or quarter-final back on Mikel Wirtz. Next season, I am planning on using him because unlike in previous years, we've gone through and looked at best team and who scored the best goal of the season and all that sort of stuff. I am going to I will get through this really quick because we want to win it again next time. I saw the reaction. I'm also aiming to reach Champions League competition proper next season. I'm going to just say that just to keep him happy. And not a problem. All right, so the boys are happy with the boys that are left. They're obviously the World Cup. Some people have left already. But unlike previous season, we've kind of like gone through, who played well, who didn't, and who we need and whatnot. I'm just going to talk about a couple of things. First one we're going to start with is Penner. Penner obviously is wanted by a few clubs. Yeah, he wants to leave because he missed chances. There was a part of me that was streaming today. I'm currently live. Links down below. Links in the description, of course. Follow us on the PD Sports podcast. Discord, which is down below as well, and obviously follow and listen to this podcast. Get all the plugs out of the way. Penner was the sort of guy that if he turned around and said, I'm happy to stay, is the sort of guy we would have been like, yep, stay, thank you very much. It doesn't look like it's happening. In the end, I listed him for 55 million. I then offered him out for 45 million, and we had two big bids come in that we have accepted. He actually had bids from Sheffield and Leicester, but they didn't want to negotiate Penner, however. Right, if we go to the transfer offer, as you can see from Newcastle, 25 million up front, 7.5 million over clauses. That is 32.5 million guaranteed. But big thing is, if he plays well and gets picked up by a big club, he is world class. I expect him to outgrow Newcastle and go somewhere massive like PSG, City, Bayern, one of those, Penner, or back to Spain with Barcelona or Real Madrid. I've managed to negotiate 35%, whatever that fee is, comes to me. So if it goes for 70, 80, 90, 100 million, we could, 100 million, we get 35 million of that. And that's not out of the realms of possibility considering we have an 88 mil release fee and rejected 40 million on deadline day from Chelsea. Conversely, he also wanted to move to Fulham. Fulham actually offers us a little bit more, will be 36 million instead of 32.5. I hope he takes the Fulham bid and 35 million. But what we are going to do, and I've waited for you guys to see this, is I'm going to offer him out for 42 million. And I'm going to see if any of these big boys like Chelsea, Inter, Real Madrid are interested in him. If any of these boys want to come in knowing that there's bids already, that they come in and meet the 42 million and we get our man. Also, we did make a mistake. Now, before you see your scout report, I know it's there, it's 42%. I didn't get a scout report on him. I was just looking at players that, had more than a certain stat, and he had like over 13, the stats of 13. He had like 17 at, out of 36 of all the possible stats they could have at 18 years of age. It was Marco Roma at Roma, and I was like, you know what, wow, this guy looks good. 17 fifth finishing, 16 composure, 15 decision, 15 first half, 16 passing. Good work rate for advanced forward. Only thing is he's a little bit slow. I was like, look, we sell Penner, we give Wirtz a shot. Marco Roma, they only want a couple million for him. Which is ludicrous for a guy with these stats. I'm going to go and make a bid. Didn't have a scout report. Came back, accepted the contract straight away. Only wanted to be a hot prospect. I was like, beautiful, done, great, not a problem. And then after we've accepted everything, scout report comes back. Yeah, he's not even better than Milan Van Truba. And I was like, wow. And then once you start comparing him to people, you see why. Like comparing him to Wirtz, where Wirtz has just got speed and attacking ability. Yeah, he's physically okay as Marco Roma, but he loses aerially, technically not that great, mentally okay, but, lacks a little bit, where Marco Roma's, not bad. But if you compare him to, Van Truba, for instance, where are you, Van Truba? Van Truba, as you can see, is just so much more well-rounded than him. Yeah, Mikel Roma, I think, should have way more potential than 42. You look at this guy, he's 18, he comes in, he plays, off the bench or whatever, and all the physicals grow to 14, 15 plus, which they could do at 18. All these things like 13 go to 15. All of a sudden, you're looking at a so well-rounded striker that could do everything. Hence why I paid the money without a scout report. I was that confident that this guy was going to get a scout report of 75 plus that I was very shocked when 42 came in. So mistakes were made. It's 3 million that we're throwing down the drain, but that is it. So we still need to sign a striker with Penner leaving. Also important to note, I forgot to mention it in the West Ham game. Florentino Luis, by the way, I've signed because he's experienced. I feel like this team lacks experience, and it's kind of the route I'm going down. He has got good reputation, so we can sign him, and in a couple of years' time, when we want to make other signings, we can just go to people and say, well, Luis, go convince this guy to come because you're an experienced, world-class player. And he'll go talk to him, and they'll go, yep, not a problem. It's a nice way to have mentors in and around the group. Florentino Luis, for me, looking very, very, very good to bring in. And these big games where you need him to come in, I think he's going to be fantastic, enjoys a big match. And like the West Ham game, he would have started over Orbres, for instance. And that's the kind of way we would have went about it. Now, there's another guy that I reckon we should sign, and I was waiting to be in this episode, and that's what I want this episode to be, is talking about the people we need to sign. We need a striker. Evando just made the Champions League final with Liverpool. However, he has gone to Benfica from Argentina Juniors, scored massive amount of goals at Genk, in the year they made the Champions League in 2022-23. He then went to Benfica. Like I said, he went back then, started banging in goals, and then had an unreal year for Benfica before he moved to Bayern. He went to Bayern and banged in goals everywhere, and Liverpool were like, well, we need to get back to Champions League ways, which they did do this season. We're going to sign him. Only played 12 games, Liverpool scored 3 goals out of 7, and for whatever reason, Liverpool did not pick him at all. He is also just picked up an injury, which is, it says major, but damaged knee cartilage is just something that they drain out. It takes 3 to 5 weeks, and then he'll be back at training and playing. Not really the most, over such a long period, not the most injury prone, which is good. I just feel like, yet again, experience like Valentino Luis, he's gone from Argentina Juniors to Benfica. He's done a loan skill at Genk that are really good in the save, right? But more importantly, Bayern, he's banged in goals. Liverpool, he's played for Liverpool, who is one of the best clubs in Europe with Bayern, right? This guy oozes experience at the highest level. Liverpool transfer listed him for 14.5 million. I've got the money in the club, and he's so well-rounded. Yeah, he won't develop. He's so well-rounded, he can come in, and he can still tutor the likes of Lars and Wirtz, because we forget they're still young, right? And he can come in and also give Roma something to learn off. And if we do buy maybe one more striker that has more potential than Roma, maybe a 15, 16-year-old that's really young, we actually have one of those guys in the development centre, which is Finn, who has got good potential and is also Danish at 15 years of age. If we could get those guys learning off Ovando, I think that would be really, really good. Same over Florentino Luis. We can get Somariva, who's a wonder kid, to learn off. Arn, who we've signed as another midfielder that's been growing in the 19s. All these guys can come in. It's upside to having the experience of Ovando and Luis in, that I'm going to do it right now for you boys. We are going to go and sign Ovando in this episode. A guy that I've never used. Oh, there it is. Season preview. I didn't realise we were going to get to that screen. In the end, there we are. We won the league, Champions League. Yeah, great. Skyback Pokémon, we lost the final, which I showed you already as well. Moments to remember. If we can click through it, thank you very much. Because we got things to do. Biggest win, goal of the season. Went to Albrecht in a 10-0 win as well, so he really cares. Our best team was a bad Ibe, Gildos, Bloom, Tremble, Jefferson, Ronald, Albrecht, Campos, Wirtz, and Penner. Makes the most sense. I think Lars instead of Penner as well. Club awards, Moteo completed the most passes in a game. And Jefferson did alright. And Wirtz obviously top goal scorer. Competition awards between Wirtz, Abad, and Jefferson won everything. And we had some people break some records. Our most clean sheets in a year by any goalkeeper as well. And it is what it is. How did Rocket League go, said Blob? It went okay. For those that don't know, we also play Rocket League on stream. Links down below. We're not any good. Got knocked out in the second round of the tournament. Came up against a guy that was really too good for us. And scored 3, and we lost 3-1. And he was flying off walls and doing all sorts. We are going to sign Ovando in this episode. And I think he's really good. And we may see Penna leave in this episode, which is good as well, because it brings in money. And then we just need to talk about one more spot. I said we needed a right back. But Lewis Ibe, I keep forgetting he's homegrown, and I think that's so important. He is also only wanting to leave if it's for 13.5 million, and it's to a big club like Bayern or whatever. There's still big clubs that are interested in him. If we could somehow not offer him out, get through the window, and go, yep, not a problem, it didn't happen, and he gets over it, and he wants to stay, I will keep him because he's got great tackling, great physicals. Yeah, he didn't have the best year. Yeah, he had a horrid time in the Champions League. We might try and keep him because I think a second choice he would be really good. And it allows Pedersen, who did play on the final day, we gave him his debut, to just still develop because he's got 5 stars and is Danish, and hopefully will grow to his potential as well. But importantly, we actually have a guy in my shortlist that you may see us move for. I'm not going to move for him just yet because I am going to see what other midfielders are out there. But Sam Hillen is being released by City. He has played for City a little bit, but more importantly, Feyenoord. He then was picked up by Real Madrid. Real Madrid, he went there, didn't really do particularly well. So City bought him for 30 million on the transfer list. And he played okay for City in a handful of appearances. He's a sort of guy that will take a step down and look really good in the league for me, but he's a sort of guy that's played at the biggest sort of level and could come in and do a job for me. He's got fairly reputable status as well. He's interested in coming, and I think we're making our way to getting the right sort of blend of youth and experience. We've got so much young players that are going to hit their potential, and I think that's what we need to see, is that Wirtz is still young, Lars is still 1, Jefferson's 24, starting to hit his prime, right? Obviously, Ronald's in his prime, but Albrecht is only is 25 in his prime, right? Jose Raimundo is only 22. If all these guys like Gildo, Raimundo, Lars, Wirtz, right, can grow off these experienced players, when these experienced players are about to go out the door in 2-3 years' time, these guys are all going to be in their prime and ready to win the Champions League, that it could just all mix together and we could have that 1 year where it all comes together and we win the Champions League. That's my theory. Get in a few experienced guys to help this team out, give them the knowledge and the understanding of how to do it on the biggest stage, because these guys have, and then hopefully that will mix in and we win the Champions League at some point. I'm not saying we're going to win it in the next 2 years with these signings. It's sort of the thing of like, if we keep this squad together and we fight off everybody to take our squad away from us, and we can do it and add the little bits and pieces, these experienced players should help us add the bits and pieces and provide the experience for these guys to learn. We can win the Champions League in maybe 4 or 5 seasons, is my prediction. I think next year, must make the quarterfinal, and the year after that, probably make the semi-final, for us to probably then say, all right, our window is open to win it in the next 5 years, but we will wait and we'll see. And that's the beauty of this save, is that it looks really good. So we are going to continue on here. We're going to see if offers come in for Penna, and we're obviously going to see if Evander comes in. We do have offers for Penna. 42 million from Benfica. Accept that. Leicester... He doesn't have any interest. We just accepted 40 million. I will say, if you give me what they're doing at the other clubs, I'll take it. So 6 months, which are 3 installments, is 7.5 million, which gives us 33. Probably go to 37, and percentage of profit next sale is 35. Suggest that. I'm just going to reject that then. And who's the other one? Schalke. Got to ask for 35 million then. 36, 19. Because we need to kind of get as much as we can here out of them. And we're going to go 35%. I'm going to reject that then. That's not good enough. But Benfica have come in and said there's 42 million here. That's a big bid. I actually wouldn't mind him actually going to Newcastle, because I thought their bid was really good. Gonna offer him out again for 42 and see if anyone else comes in now. Vando wants to be a regular starter. I'm happy with that. He wants to play as a striker and advanced forward. I'm happy with that. 3-year deal. I'm going to see if we can just talk down this and talk down the signing fee. I'm going to talk the signing fee down to 2.5. I'll give his agent 400k. And see if we can talk that down to 87. This is the one I like. 3 mil, 86, 88. 99, he reckons. 90? Done. Alright, Evando coming in. 90k a week. We've got it in the budget, which is good. And with Penna leaving, we should get a percentage of that. We're only going to get 60%, but that's enough to recoup. We've got 2 offers, 18 and 18. It needs to be more than that. Board says initial budget, 25 million to 1.1, so that didn't change. Beautiful. I'm actually going to offer him out for 40 million, because if we can get someone to come in and bid like 38 million, but with clauses, I don't mind that either. Vando coming in, that's a tick. Should be a tick. I don't see anyone else bidding for him right now. We got a hairdryer going in the background, so apologies, guys. And we have hopefully we don't need to sign a right back, but Hillman's not bad. We are going to go scouting for a right back. Can't do everything in this episode, but let's just stay live and see what happens here. Vigilan's gone, signs a new 3-year deal. See how we go. I might go close this middle door here quickly. And let's hope and pray that we get big money. All right, so we've got 2 more offers. It's probably from the same 2. Yeah, all right. So if it's just going to be them 2, then I'm not going to bother offering him out anymore. You make the choice, buddy. You make the choice where you want to go. If it's 42 million, it's 42 million all up front. Great. If it's not 42 million all up front, then yeah, it is what it is. Alessandro Villa, 16 years of age. Get a scout report, please. For 16 years of age, he would be a not bad little winger. Yeah, on the right-hand side. Give me an updated scout report. That's not bad as well. Do you have a fullback here that plays on the left? This is, it's right-footed though, because he was an inverted fullback. This guy's a striker. Decent attributes. We'll keep him in the short list. And yeah, we do have other strikers that we could go for. But I think Evander is the one that makes the most sense. And I'm not going to fart ass around in the episode. I just want us to see what happens. And we're going to just stay live and see. Going to just see what else goes on. Chelsea set up for a bad not happening. Thomas and Severson are happy. This could take a while for Penner to make a decision and Ovando to make a decision. But you guys know what is going on at least now, and that is more important to me than anything. With that in mind, actually, we've been live in this episode for 20 minutes. So what I might do is we're going to give it this day and get to the 1st of June. And if nothing has happened, I am going to go, that's the end of the episode. And you guys will see if Ovando and, of course, Penner left. I'm going to put my neck out and say Evando's coming, and I'm going to put my neck out and say Penner is going to accept Newcastle's bid because Newcastle give him the most amount of money. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. Alois is hand off warning, great. These contracts are all set to expire. Apparently we can't offer no one a contract. Really happy with my staff, so do that. Things you have to do on Football Manager, do that. Yeah. Alright. That's what we're going to go with. We'll keep simming because it's not the first. And yeah. We're continuing on here. We'll see what else is happening. Monthly financial update. Don't mind. Penner hasn't made a decision. And Evander hasn't made a decision. Alright, guys. I think after this click of continue, we are going to call the end of season 13, end of season review. Evander coming in, Penner leaving. Would you have taken the bids for Penner? Would you have asked for a little bit more? And would you have... nothing there to do with them. And would you have gone for Evander? Would you maybe try and find another wonder kid? Do you like the idea of what Damien's doing, going for a little bit more experience because we've got a lot of youth and we know that these guys are going to still develop and we've got a couple of guys getting into their prime and maybe the experience of these guys that have done it all on the big stage like the Wiz, Florentino Luis and Ovando can hopefully help the boys get over the line in the Champions League moving forward? Or would you have gone more young kids, 18 years of age, taking a bit more punts like we did on Roma, and if we find the right wonder kid or two, because now we've got a lot more people scouted, you would have, we could potentially make even more money like we did with Penner and Co. From Damon and everybody else here, I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.